We start tonight at 7 with breaking news in the Delphi murders case. Fox 59 was the first to receive a statement from the defense team for Richard Allen. They say Allen is innocent and completely confused as to why he's been charged in the 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaliyah Blackburn.
And I'm Nick McGill. Fox 59's Eric Graves walks us through the defense team's response to the redacted probable cause.
Allen's attorney sent us this 3-page statement. Inside, they say the police did not reach out to Allen in the wake of Abby and Libby's deaths. Instead, Allen reached out to them to say that he was on the Monon High Bridge Trail that day. Allen then met with a conservation officer outside of a Delphi grocery store and gave a voluntary statement. After that, his attorneys say Allen was not contacted by law enforcement for 5 years until October of this year. Attorneys point out in that 5 years, Allen did not get rid of his car, guns, or throw away clothing. This release also challenges the scientific evidence linking a bullet found between Abby and Libby's bodies to a gun Allen owns. Furthermore, despite what the Carroll County prosecutor says, there is no indication in the probable cause that there was anyone else involved in these murders. Allen's attorney says they're confused by these discrepancies. Allen's team added they've been inundated with tips to assist in proving his innocence. They also said that they've received very limited information so far about the case and are looking forward to receiving more than what they called a sparse probable cause document. In the newsroom, Eric Graves, Fox 59 News.
Eric, thank you. The defense statement also claims the Carroll County Sheriff's former second-in-command, Michael Thomas, offered suggestions and assistance, but his offers were ignored. The defense team says Thomas claims that his run for sheriff caused others in the office to fear his disagreements about the investigation with the sheriff that would become public and then led to his demotion. Now, we did reach out to the sheriff of Carroll County as part of a written statement. Now, Sheriff Tobe Lazenby says, quote, "I feel a court of law is the proper and impartial setting for this matter to be vetted, and not within the dominion of speculation or assumption of a public or social media arena."
And also new tonight, the special judge handling the Delphi murders trial has set a hearing to consider a gag order and a change of venue request in this case. The gag order could potentially stop anyone involved in the trial from speaking publicly. Special Judge Fran Gull granted a hearing for January 13th for both requests. We've reported before that prosecutor Nicholas McLeland wants a broad gag order that would cover even the families of Abby and Libby. Allen's attorneys want the trial, meanwhile, to be moved 150 miles from Carroll County to reduce the likelihood of having a tainted jury pool. We'll let you know what happens at the hearing.
Well, Fox 59 has also confirmed that it was a clerical error early on that led to a statement by Allen to be misplaced in the case file. That could have delayed his arrest for the killings of Abby and Libby. A sealed probable cause affidavit that led to Allen's arrest was finally released this week.
Fox 59's Russ McQuaid has been analyzing the evidence and the documents, as well as talking to his sources to piece together how this investigation has come together.
This probable cause affidavit gives us the best view into the investigator's case into Richard Allen, but it leaves many unanswered questions. Those are gaps I've been trying to fill.
Richard Allen reached out to a non-traditional law enforcement officer in the days after the killings to admit he was on the Monon High Bridge the day Abby and Libby were killed. Page 4 of the PC reads, quote, "Investigators reviewing prior tips encountered a tip narrative from an officer who interviewed Richard Allen in 2017. This is the tip narrative that was buried in the file for more than 5 years until someone recently brought it to the attention of investigators. In the days before an October 13th search warrant was conducted at Allen's house, where detectives say they found a .40 caliber pistol linked to a bullet discovered at the murder scene. The day the search warrant was served at his house is when Allen admitted going to the bridge on February 13th, 2017 to, quote, watch the fish. Investigators say Richard Allen is the man on the bridge, captured during 47 seconds of video on Libby's cell phone. But we've only seen 2 seconds of this very fuzzy image shot from a distance and heard the man's voice and been told one of the girls said the word gun as the man approached. Allen's arrest came right after sources indicate prosecutors were seriously considering Kagan Klein, the man they say was arranging to meet Libby on the bridge the day she died, with the murders. Carroll County Prosecutor Nicholas McLeland said in court last week that investigators think someone else was involved in the killings. Klein is the only living person linked to the case, though investigators have never explained who is depicted in this second witness sketch, which bears no resemblance to the first Indiana State Police suspect sketch.
We're still missing two key pieces of documentation: the autopsy reports, which could indicate what role, if any, a firearm played in the deaths of the girls, and might explain how an unspent bullet ended up on the ground, and the search warrant served at Richard Allen's house, where investigators would need to convince a judge why they thought a specific gun related to that bullet would be found. Both documents are sealed. However, it's worth noting that Allen's attorney, Andrew Baldwin, is co-counsel on the Caden Smith triple murder case here in Indianapolis, where the defense just convinced a judge to throw out a murder weapon discovered during a search warrant in Smith's house. In the newsroom, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
Now this evening, the FBI Indianapolis shared a statement on the investigation. The Bureau says its internal review of the matter shows that agents followed procedures correctly. It also notes this investigation has involved several agencies and is a complex process.